Here's what a narcissist won't tell you when they're preaching online about basically why is this happening, why does that happen. So I'm going to say this. I see a lot of narcissists halfway teach the narrative, or teach, let me not say narrative because they love that word. I see a lot of narcissists try to teach on people who are in drama. And I'm going to say this, right? Narcissists are going to halfway teach it and not tell you the difference between the victim in the situation and the predator, because they want you to be confused and they want you to misjudge the innocent person. That way you still end up going with the crowd of misguided people who are narcissists. So they halfway teach you things to benefit themselves. So here's the full tea, right? So in the case of there always being drama and people's names always being mixed up in drama, right? How to figure out who's the narcissist is very easy. I've said this before. The narcissist will never tell you that the person did anything to them. If they do tell you the person does something to them, it'll usually come after the narcissist is confronted. Now, anytime prior, you'll always hear complaints of, I heard this about this person. I heard that. Man, I don't like this person. The negative shit. And what I'm teaching you, again, these narcissistic people with these quick lessons won't fucking teach you this. Period. Let me go further. And I hate that word, period. Let me stop saying that. 100%. Let me say that. Okay. It frustrates me because as a person who's gone to therapy, a person who started psychology courses, right, working on getting a psychology degree, when you're able to look a predator and tell by their eye contact, it's frustrating because it's like, oh my God, people are listening to them and they're fucking toxic. I'm not gonna waste my time pointing anybody out. It's up to you to have your own discernment, and you guys can do your research, and you guys can kind of tell, but that's a whole nother video. I'll get into how to tell if they're actually a psychological predator trying to teach you about psychology, or halfway teach you things so it benefits them. I'm going to teach you the whole thing, okay? The whole thing when it comes to psychology is not shortened. It's not a short and quick, easy book. It's not. So, let me go back into the subject, right? So, now, narcissists always are mixed in drama. They do talk about people. They do bully people. They are always involved in something. But how does that set them aside from a victim? Again, I've said this before. Narcissists know who's... Sorry about that. Let me get back into the video. So, these psychological predators, how to tell them from the victim. Okay, yes. I've said this before. Narcissists know who are her abuse victims: emotional, physical, mental. Physical can be any form of abuse, ass whooping to sexual assault. Excuse me, TikTok, this is an educational purpose video. Please don't censor me and take my video down. These things need to be said. It needs to be taken seriously if you're going to allow people to talk mental health on your platform. Let me go further. So narcissists can tell. So usually people who are victims of psychological abuse, mental, emotional, physical abuse, right? Whether it be from a mate or a family member, right? Or a so-called friend, right? Narcissists can tell that person. Or if you're just a person who's naive and they know you don't know anything, right? Oh, they love the naive ones too. You guys are fun to them because they get to break you. Now, to hurt somebody who's already broken is fun for them, which that would be the abuse victims. Oh, but somebody who's unbroken to abuse, they love it. Number one, you're naive. You think you have this world, and they understand that a lot of people who've not been through abuse of any kind don't understand what they're doing. They watch you when they're talking to you, how you judge others and talk about others. Say if you say, yeah, this girl always is the victim. The narcissist is watching that. They understand. Understand this is a narcissist is a sociopath. A narcissist is a psychopath. Now, they may not always have both traits of psychopathy and sociopathy, but best believe they have one or the other. And either way it goes, no matter which one they have, it's not good. And if they have both, you're hella fucked. Understand, they watch for the people to see how easily manipulated you are. They watch the people who sit there after they abuse their victims to agree with them. So when you're agreeing with these predators online, understand they're watching you and watching how you agree with them and how you judge character and your ignorance because you don't know the difference. They're watching that so they can rig you out, so they can figure out how to utilize you. And yes, I said utilize like you're a tool because that's all you are to them. You're a tool, a puppet, and nothing else. And you maybe sometimes entertainment until they find a better tool, puppet, or form of entertainment. They're not really your friend. Sorry to say that. Anybody who could treat another human being like that, bully them, whether they're on the job, in person, online, you're not really their fucking friend. You are a moron if you think you are. And I mean that with no offense. I'm being honest. So, moving forward. The victim, which a lot of people mistake for the narcissist, usually because of narcissists using this narrative, this reverse narrative. Why does something always happen to that person, right? They have a different demeanor. The victim usually gets judged and ignored, and the bad guy usually gets off. But the victim usually can flat out from the get-go say, I don't understand what the problem is. Confusion is the first sign that this person is a victim. I don't understand what this person's problem is. I've never done anything to this person. When the victim says they never done anything to the person, they're not believed. They're not believed because narcissists are the one to cause problems, but the victim often gets casted as the narcissist or the person who's the problem. They are sincerely, listen, narcissists will come off, watch their body language and attitude. I don't know what her problem is. Girl, narcissists try to play it off with sarcasm and attitude. A person who's a victim is, I don't know what's going on. I didn't have anything to do with that. I don't understand why. Do you see the difference in tone? Come on, man. You guys call people who are neurodivergent, that are able to read people's demeanor and behavior, crazy when we point this shit out? But really, y'all are just dumb. And I mean this with no offense. Get smart. Start paying attention to people who are neurodivergent that call it when we see it the first time. And understand it is a difference. I could go further into this subject, but end of the day, the narcissist's whole point of casting a victim and questioning them about why stuff is always happening to them, or talking about your name is in drama, is so that they won't be deemed as the bad person and people won't catch on to them. That's the whole point. Watch it. There are signs. You got to really watch out for that. Okay? Maybe there'll be a part 2 to this video, but I've said what I feel like saying for the night.